Assalamu alaikum, hello and namaste. Welcome to another inspiring episode 147 of the Limelight. I'm your host Fareen here. I'm a podcast coach, voice coach, and also an author. I have written a book called Before You Chew That Gum 11 Things to Know Before You Get Married for South Asian Men and Women, and it's available on amazon.in, also in US and UK. Well, today on the hot seat we have a very interesting personality. She is the founder of Radu, entrepreneur, writer, editor, and much more. So listeners, please welcome our guest, Dr. Shruti Shankar Gaur. Hello Shruti, how are you doing today?
Hi, Farheen. I'm all good and so excited. You know,
Me too, me too. It's so pleasant to have you on my podcast.
thank you so much. It's an honor
Oh,
to be here.
that's really nice to hear, I feel good
Eh,
when people say that.
Yeah, it's an honor to meet a lovely person and talking to you. Talking is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, let's get to the part where I want to ask you, what is Redu about?
Okay. REDU is abbreviation of Research and Innovation in Education, and it's an initiative where we work towards nurturing and empowering children who are our future generation, and as leaders, as thinkers, and as empaths. So, and our core value at REDU is inclusion and diversity. Now, you might ask me, Fareen, why and how? Why are we doing what we do and how we do? If you look around, like currently there is Ukraine and Russia war going on. And if you look around, we will find more apathy than empathy. We'll find more hate than love. We will find more violence than peace. Find more animosity than kindness, more discrimination than oneness. And it's everywhere. It's at the global level. I'm talking about a particular region. Now, what do we expect our children to be? Both of us are mothers, Fareen. So, as a parent, my heart really, cringes that where my child is growing, in which environment my children are growing. And my education background is inclusive education. That's where my research is. So it's where my heart is, and I look towards creating. I want to be part of the world where everyone is celebrated irrespective of gender, age, race, caste, language, religion, ability, disability, nationality. Why can't we be one? Why can't we just love everyone, every being? And I started Redu with that. So that's a strong why. And with our children, with the current generation, the biggest strength they have, the power that they have in their hand, and which can turn it worse as well, is that they have internet, laptops, cell phones, artificial intelligence, virtual reality. They are surrounded by them. The e-world is enveloping them. Individualism is on the rise. Family structure is collapsing. And all of us have been impacted by that, but I think the child of today is the most impacted. That's our strongest why, to work towards building a generation of leaders, of thinkers, of empaths. And that's what we do now. I would like to tell you how we do. So we work with the simplest thing to do. To do this thing is formal education system is telling them, and they are doing their work of taking tests and all that, but we work with them. So we work with children to help them, to nudge them, to empower them, to nurture them. And be it our magazine, be it our book, any literature that we produce, or be it our young editors program. So children are the core of whole process. So from planning to conceptualizing to creating to editing, children are there everywhere. And that's what makes the whole process exciting for us all. And along with that, we have on board educators, professors, eminent educationists, policymakers, researchers, and in fact parents as well. So we are a whole bunch of, you can say, like-minded and crazy people who actually believe in working towards creating a more beautiful, uh, more inclusive world that celebrates, diversity. So yeah.
It's a beautiful initiative you have come up with, especially for children, as they
Thank
are
you.
going to be the future generation. And I really applaud your efforts, and I wish you all the best for Redu to go ahead and gain more power and success.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear. Now, I also saw you have a magazine, the Marshmallow, and book called Polestar. Can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, so Marshmallow, we are in the middle of launching a revised edition. And Marshmallow is one of its kind global research-based children's e-magazine, which is formulated from United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4.5 and 4.7 with core values of inclusion and diversity. The age group is 10 to 15 years. When I say it's, this magazine is research based, you might ask me that, what does that word mean? So whatever we create, whatever we produce, we conduct a small reckoning survey, a small pilot study, you can say. So we go out on social media, we ask children to participate in it. Based on the responses, we come to know that, okay, this is what children feel, this is their perception of the world on that particular topic, this is how they view it, and that forms the base of our children's literature. So our magazine is research based, and we try to incorporate a small research article for them with the name Train the Brain. So I believe that I learned to do research after my post graduation, but I believe research is being curious and inquisitive about everything around you. So Galileo was a researcher not because he was given some degree, because he was inquisitive about his. And similarly, it can go for anything, and from Edison to Nikola Tesla. Everyone, these were inquisitive beings who were questioning things around, who were observing. So that's why we have a research article even for children in our magazine. And next, that because as I told, that every literature has inclusion and diversity. So we have an inclusive board, and in that children belonging to different regions of the world, different race, gender, then different speaking different languages, even though we work more on English language. But yes, we have children who are from Spain and from Peru, and their native language is different, but yes, they do understand English. And then we have children with special needs as well on board, and that's what we create our literature with. And our content is it is based on IQ, EQ, SQ, and AQ. And then we have fables, quiz, mascot story, interviews, forewords by various, generally we work with the professors, so that child comes to know how a professor thinks. There is a direct connect with them. So yeah, so that's what and our content is generally global. We believe in world as a one beautiful place to live. Yeah. And about Polestar is our book. It was an attempt to actually help children understand their own culture, respect their own culture, love their own culture, love their roots, and be confident of who they are. And while loving and acknowledging who they are, they also respect the diversity and the beauty in other cultures. So that's why Polestar is culture and heritage based themes, and it was more than 70 children from across the globe who worked with us. Some painted for us, some wrote for us, some wrote poems, some wrote articles, some wrote story, and it's a compilation of all those beautiful, diverse culture of the world. So Polestar is first book that we have launched. It was launched last year.
Wow, truly fantastic. Truly fantastic.
Thank you.
So now I'm curious to ask you, how did you go ahead and select children, or was it through the social media you got in touch with kids and got them to write articles, do drawings. How did that process go?
A very good question. So, what we do is that through our social media handles, we run contests from time to time. So, when we say that we work towards creating a generation of thinkers, of leaders, so how do we do that? How we manifest that? So, I believe writing is a three-way process. So, whatever we have asked through our contest, the child has to write it. Before writing, he will Google it, he will read it, he maybe a book or some article on Google, and then he will understand it. That's the second process. So he will comprehend it and analyze it, observe it, and third will be that whatever he understood, he's going to put it down there in his own words, in his own language, with along with his own perception about it. So that's how you create thinkers. And we run these contests on social media. We have writing contests, we have painting contests, and through all our winners whose work is published, they receive a free e-copy from us, and they become our next edition. For our next volume, they become our young editors. So they become part of our team. So every time we have a new bunch of kids from all across the world, and thanks to social media, thanks to internet, that we have access to every child in the world. And that's what our vision is, to work with every child in the world, to reach to every child in the world, and just hold their hand and just view the world the way they do and show it. So whenever we run contests for him, we never say that we want the perfect English, or we want the perfect paintings, we want the perfect article. No, perfection, we are not looking for perfection. We want original thoughts. We want to see how a child thinks about that particular topic. What is his own views? Yes, he may Google it, he may research it, whatever he wants to do, that is fine. But we are more curious to understand that how he or she thinks about it. And when he's painting, we want to see his original creative thoughts, how he portrays. Because painting is simple, whatever you see, whatever you just draw it and paint it the way you see it, it's just there. So and that's how we select our contest winners. So originality is more than in our criteria is higher, better criteria than being perfect or than being polished. By God's grace, we have been working with amazing set of kids. They've always getting, kids surprise you, this generation, with their sharpness, with their creativity, with the way they view the world. It's amazing to work with children.
Yes, and I would like to give a message to the team of yours who are kids. You are all doing a great job. Keep it up, pat your back, and do good in future. All the best to you kids.
Yay. I'm sure they will all be loving it.
Yes, yes. Okay, now after all these serious questions, I have a fun segment for you.
Okay.
And it's called the rapid fire round. I will be asking you 3 random questions. You can answer them in one word or a sentence, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So my first question is, tell us about one hidden talent you have.
Oh my God. Okay, so I believe every human being is talented. It's just that in mundane life, we forget that. So
Right.
I can dance, I can sing, I can write poetry. What else can I do? One hidden talent is that I'm not that good a cook.
Oh,
So
that's okay. Everything can't be
yeah.
balanced out.
So yeah, that's I think a hidden talent.
Okay, cool. My second question is, which is your favorite season?
Favorite season.
Yes.
I love sun. I
Okay.
just love sun. So for me, any day which is gloomy, sun is not there, be it clouds or winters mostly. So they are really gloomy and I'm despirited.
Okay.
So any sunny, bright day is a happy day for me.
Okay.
So it's more than season, it's like sun out there. So if, I think summer will be better to put it that way.
Right.
But yeah, sun is that, I feel I'm Jadu because it it recharges my battery. But yeah,
Okay.
so okay, summer that way.
Okay. Good. Now, my last question is, tell us about your one favorite quote.
One favorite quote.
Yes.
Okay, the first one that is coming to my mind is an Irish blessing.
Mhm.
And it's like, may the road rise to meet you, may the wind be always at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand.
Wow, that's so nice. May God bless you and everybody else.
Yeah, may God bless us all.
Yes, yes. Okay. That was the end of the rapid fire round, and your answers were
Yay.
amazing. Okay, I don't have a gift hamper, but
Ah, no,
you can.
talking to you is a gift hamper because, yeah, talking to
Oh,
you is so nice.
so sweet of
Hearing your
you.
voice.
So
Yeah.
sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, now we are heading to towards our last segment, where I would
Mhm.
like to ask your advice for our listeners.
Okay. So I will have two advices, one as a woman and another as a parent. So, women is, as a woman, I would say that, like you are also someone to be inspired and to learn so much from. I believe women is a like water or like air, you know. Our power lies, if you put any stone or anything in front of a water, it will find its own path. So I think as a woman, it's instead of fighting for equal rights, let's work and show it that uh, we deserve it, and be water and be air, and always find your path, always look for solutions in whatever scenarios we have been. So Pareen, if you and I are doing something very offbeat, is because of the only reason that we have been warriors in our own way. We have been, solution oriented. We even never thought that this is not there, this is not there. We thought, okay, what is there and what can be done out of it? So that's my message to every woman and to every parent. I believe that we have a responsibility as adults towards the future generation, towards the world that we are going to hand over to them. And there's this beautiful quote by George Orwell. Oh, I forgot this quote while you asked me. That if people can't write well, they cannot think well. And if they cannot think well, someone else will do the thinking for them. Now, as a parent, we need to ask that, are we fine with our children being led by others? And that this is a really scary thought. So it's imperative that we build a generation of leaders, who have rational, inquisitive minds with kind hearts. And that's basically where each one of us has a role to play. And being a nurturer, parents have a role to play. And that's what I at Radu, is doing, be it through our young editors program or be it through our literature. So I think that we have to understand and use take our responsibility more seriously. Yeah, that's the two advice.
Those advice were spot on, and I really loved the advice which you gave for women as well as parents. We need that
Yeah,
to guide our kids towards what they want and to a better future.
yeah. To become, first of all, to become a good human being
Yeah,
with humane values, who loves another human being, and who doesn't label them.
true.
Our world individualism is so much that we are becoming into labeling that this, oh, he's rich, oh, she's poor, oh, he's a boy, oh, she's a girl, oh, he is, disabled, or children with special, he has some disability, or he's from that region, oh, he's from that caste, oh, he's from that religion, oh, he's from that nation. So yeah, so we are more into dividing ourselves, and that's something I don't believe in. I believe in oneness of us all.
Yes, very true. I agree on that. We have to be first humans
Yeah,
and later on think about everything else.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, Shruti, I have to thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule and doing this podcast with me today.
Thank you so much, Fareen. Pleasure was all mine, and I thoroughly loved being with you, spending this time with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, listeners, if you have liked this episode, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on Spotify. The snippets of this podcast will be available on Facebook, Instagram, and 6 other podcasting platforms. Thank you for listening. You have a great day ahead. Stay safe, stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.